Hello and welcome back to the Heroes Hype Amateur Series. I am Gillyweed, joined by Messiah. Thank you so much, Messiah, for joining us on such short notice.
Yeah, no problem at all. I'm happy to help out. I'm happy to fill in casting if there's any issues. And it looks like I've run into an issue myself. My webcam has decided to bug up on me again. So after this game, I'm gonna climb behind my big tower and fix where the plug is, and we'll get the cam for next game.
It sounds like possibly technology just hates us this week, and that's all there is to it.
You know what? I blame Skynet. I mean, nobody believes me, but I'm saying Skynet. John Connor, Sarah Connor. Just saying. That's a Terminator reference for anyone who
Yes.
doesn't understand. Who's John Connor? What? Terminator reference, folks. Just want to state that it's not true.
I just want to put it on record, actually, since we've brought up Terminator, that one time I was working on a website, and that's what I did in my previous life before esports. And I ran across a website for some sort of sporting goods store that had John Connor working there, who was like this outbacking guide, like had all this experience in like trails and tracking and crazy stuff like that. And I was like, this is this is the actual John Connor. It's gotta be. Did I lose you?
No, you didn't lose me. I'm sorry. I was trying to. No, I'm here. I'm trying to type in the draft and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, could it happen? You never know. But I mean, if my webcams can say, "Hey, I don't want to work for you," just think what can happen in the future.
It's a slippery slope, Messiah.
It is.
I
It
do
is.
I do think that we are ready for the draft. So I'm going to hop over there, guys. We're casting the game of Goon Squad versus Blaze. I'm sending you the draft link now. We're going to be on Sky Temple, my favorite. And Blaze, with the first pick and first ban's banning out Tyrande.
Good ban because you have the amount, just the insane stuns that can be comboed with Tyrande. Not to mention Jaina. She's a very, very strong DPS. So if you do a combination of all three, like we saw last game, it turns very, very bloody fast. So I can see why on this map they definitely banned out Tyrande. And like you were saying, Sky Temple is one of those maps that a lot of people are enjoying. At first, when it first came out, people hated it. They absolutely hated this map. But over time, in the normal Blizzard fan base, they calm down and everyone enjoys it now. So it's so it's actually a very, very good map. And on the side of Goon Squad, we do see a ban from Sylvanas.
Totally understandable. The ability to be able to take down those structures, saving ammo from the temples that you pick up. We saw it work really well. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough to clinch the victory in the last game, but it was working to their favor until that team fight. But Blaze, with the first pick of Diablo, really ensuring that they get the tank they want.
Yeah, first pick Diablo. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with the Diablo tanking in your front line. I mean, you have the overpower, you have the knockback. Most times you do have a case where he's going to go with the Apocalypse for his level 10 choice. Now, we did see last game with Lightning Breath, but most times you do see APOC picked overall most, just for the fact that you can really lock folks down on the enemy team. And this is a perfect kind of reason why to go APOC, or kind of even Lightning Breath if you think about it. Goon Squad ends up picking their first two picks. We have Vala and Jaina.
Man, I've been asking for a team to do this all night, and I am so pumped. I love Valent and Jaina together. The damage potential is huge, but yeah, like you said, Lightning Breath could really burn them down really quickly. I'm interested, though, that Blaze did decide to ban the Tyrande, even though they picked up the Diablo first pick. It's like I mean, usually you see teams trying to get them both so that you can really capitalize off of the overpower. But instead, picking Zagara here, and they've got one more pick. What do you think so far of the way their team is shaping out?
Well, on the side of Goon Squad, I think they just want to have a girls' night out. And you know what? They're fine to do that. If they want to do that, they can. But on the side of Blaze, they're saying, hey, we're all about winning. So far, Blaze, Diablo, like we were going over, Zagara was the next pick. Now I can see with with the Diablo, potentially maybe a stun. I could see them maybe picking a support at this point, like going for an Uther. That would help a lot with the whole lockdown from Diablo if you throw him back into your team. But they end up going with Tassadar just for that little bit of extra protection and that damage that Archon can push out at 10 and level 20 for even more. So, good choice so far, but they're definitely going to be going for a second support on Blaze.
Yeah, for sure. It's really nice to have all of the vision that they'll be having between Tassadar and Zagara, of course, with her creep. And so they'll have a good idea of what's happening throughout the map. And so I really like them picking both of those together, both having vision around themselves with the Oracle and then, of course, the creep too. But Goon Squad has some really good capabilities of dealing with the creep, especially with Vala and then Jaina as well. And interestingly enough, Goon Squad gets Uther and Rhaegar to support. Ouch.
Ooh, that doesn't shock me. Going back to how we saw last match with Tyrande and Jaina and Uther, it was just pretty much just stunlock fest and damage galore coming out. So a good pick from them taking up Uther. Another good pick from taking up Rhaegar, which is another top-notch healer currently in the meta. So, wondering who Blaze is going to actually pick up here for their healing. Are they going to go Brightwing to deal with the extra damage that they're going to be pushing out? Could they be going with maybe the Mouth for just that huge sustained, the level 10, having that tranquility flowing through the fights? Interested to see, or maybe they'll go with that OP Lily.
Man, I would love a Lily, but they do have quite a few stuns. At least they've got a stun from Uther, and they could possibly have a displacement if they go ahead and pick up the ETC for their warrior. So, as much as I would love to see the little baby panda probably be one of the first two that you mentioned, but I'm always happy with the Brightwing. They are going to pick up Tychus here as their other damage dealer. I think it will come down to support. They've got a little bit of time left in their time pool. But I definitely don't think they were anticipating Goon Squad stealing Uther and Rhaegar out from under them.
Yeah, I don't think they were going to go with that play. What Blaze was probably thinking. They were thinking, okay, maybe they'll go with a tank and support and kind of equal it out since we already picked one support. But you have to know how these compositions work. I mean, right now you do have two squishies on the side of Goon Squad where you have some meat over on Blaze. Not saying that Zagara is the best with mobility, but she can do a lot of damage in a short amount of time in these early team fights, which is going to be crucial for Sky Temple. That is such a snowball map. But we do see Goon Squad who's prepared for it. They have the heals ready for it. And Rhaegar is going to be up with those totems, slowing down his opponents for even more damage from Vala and Jaina. So interesting to see. And we see the Brightwing coming out.
It took them a long time to figure out Brightwing. I really think that they thought, okay, well, Goon Squad will either get Rhaegar or Uther, and we'll just get the other one. That's fine. And instead, they were like, crap, who are we going to pick now? Goon Squad took both of them. They're so selfish. Who are we going to get? But they did pick up Brightwing. Brightwing's got a lot of potential on this map, of course. I always talk about global map presence, and she can always be there for a fight because of her phase shift. But speaking of global map presence, Goon Squad is going to pick up that ETC as their tank as well. So we'll have to see. Will it be the super support squad plus Jaina and Vala, or will it be Team Vision, as I'm going to call Blaze?
There's so many different combinations of attacks. Just looking at these picks of what can go on in situations. I mean, okay, for example, since we have some time, we're waiting for the lobbies to pop up and the game to start. I mean, we have Brightwing. As soon as you can tell that Rhaegar might be casting ancestral healing, polymorph him. That way you're melting them completely and he can't do anything about it. Pretty much keeping that ancestral for either, say, Uther or ETC. So I'm going to see if Brightwing ends up doing that and just playing it safe, or is he just going to polymorph whatever is closest and do a bunch of damage and so forth. And on the side of Goon Squad, though, I mean, the knockbacks, the slows, the stuns, This is going to be a very interesting match.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really excited about both of these picks. I love the Brightwing. Everyone knows she's my favorite as well. I'm actually throwing a Brightwing in the chat as we speak. And I think we're about ready to get into this first game. Guys, it's another best of 3. We've got the Goon Squad Inc. versus Blaze. Lazura Gaming is playing versus Wild Growth in the other semifinal, so the winner of this will face the winner of that. And that will determine who reigns supreme here in Week 10.
Week 10. It's been a lot of weeks so far for Heroes Hype.
Can you believe it?
Ooh, I mean, tomorrow it'll be BlizzCon. The day after it'll be the first Heroes Championship Series. You know, I'm pretty hyped about it. So I'm looking forward to Heroes coming out in June. It's gonna be big. And even if we're allowed to say this, if I'm allowed to, I apologize if I'm not. But Heroes of the Dorm on Sunday on ESPN2 on cable this time, not just internet.
Really?
Not just on internet. Yeah, I saw on. Well, I don't know if it's on cable, but I saw on my Direct TV that it's going to be coming on actual TV. It's not going to be website this time for the finals.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah, I told my pops to watch. I'm like, hey, pops, watch Heroes. You know.
Do you really call him pops?
I call him a bunch of names. Names I can't say on stream.
What?
We like to ball bust back and forth. It's
okay.
mutual. It's mutual. It's guy things. That's what guys do.
I see. Because I was going to say, my dad, I do not have names. All of the names for him that I have can be said on a live production. But speaking of names, worst segue ever. Let's introduce these teams. On Goon Squad Incorporated, we have Dan playing Uther Hosty on the Jaina Teebs playing ETC and gonna rock out. Goat on the Vala and Get Up on Rhaegar.
And on the red side, we have Team Blaze. We have DXN on that Tassadar jet fighter up top. We have X Lucid on the Diablo, D Noob on that Brightwing. We also have Tychus, Undead Orc, and down below on that Zagara solo sad lane, we have Caldius, which is going to be taking that bottom lane and start setting up some creep. Poor Zagara always gets sent to that bottom lane.
Yeah, I thought maybe Brightwing would since she could phase shift up, but yeah, they did choose to send the Zagara down. She's a great solo laner, and unfortunately that does mean that she has to be alone sometimes.
It happens. It happens to the best of us. So the matchup down bottom lane, though, I definitely favor Zagara over Vala in this lane exchange, especially with Hunter Killer and the amount of just overall early level damage she does, along with the fact that she can put down creep wherever she needs to. Middle lane, we have a 2v2 going on with the rotation from Lucid on the Diablo, and then up top we have the 2-1 going on that looks like it's going to turn to a 3-1. So it's pretty standard lanes as of right now.
Yeah, a lot of lane rotations on both sides. Just going back and forth, and of course the first temples that will spawn will be top and mid, so oh man, the timing on that was perfect. So those are going to start up, and we'll start seeing these teams rotate into where they want to go. As Messiah said last time we saw here, of course the middle one will grant you more experience because of the way that the fountains are placed. Dan actually getting thrown and body blocked here quite a bit by Lucid on that Diablo, but not going too deep here. They don't want to take a lot of damage, and actually Tychus will be the one who goes down here, and Blaze are going to have to back up here. They don't want to take damage. They don't want to lose anybody else here this early on.
Jaina and those body blocks, you gotta watch out for Jaina. She does so much damage early game right now. It's insane. Lucid taking a lot of damage from the side of Goon Squad, and he's gonna try and evade this, but he's gonna get taken out of the fight. And 3 members up of Blaze gonna try and contest this because Goon Squad is currently down a little bit and Uther is very, very low, but they're not gonna secure the kill on him.
Yeah, the story of the first temples is always the quick respawn timers. You have to be really careful and know when the team is going to be coming up and is going to be fresher than you are, is going to have more heroes than you have. And Lucid's coming back in now. He is respawned and ready. He's going to throw Hosty back. He really would like them to get to secure that kill. But Brightwing getting thrown way up as well into the back of that is going to mean that once again they are down a hero here, and Undead Orc is taking a lot of damage. They're going to try to keep him away, but he's being chased by a very scary wolf. He will get away, and that's going to mean that more of this temple is going to be taken here by Goon Squad.
Yeah, Hosty on that Jaina. You gotta watch out for Jaina. Just wrecking people at the moment. That middle temple, like you said, will go into the favor of Goon Squad, as the top temple still remains untouched for the full cycle. Down bottom, though, we do see that Zagara and Vala has not come up at all, as that is just a normal phase that happens where they do just stay down there and push back and forth. But up top, though, the action continues as Teebs is going in there, pushing back and forth, trying to get the members of Blaze to stay away from that temple, because they want to get all the benefits from this.
And so far it's being held by the Goon Squad. Blaze is trying to get in there, but it just seems like in the 4v4 battle, Goon Squad is constantly coming ahead here, and seems like Blaze knows this. They're going to start heading back to the lanes. They're pinging. They really need to catch up back up on experience. They've down about half a level now between kills and just missing out on experience. Zagara is pushing quite a bit on bottom. Those towers are out of ammo, so that's at least going to help them stay in the experience game, though.
And that's, like we were saying, that's Zagara's main game, is that bottom lane. That's why she ends up going solo down there most times, and it's not for bad, it's actually for good, because that's what you need when this bottom temple ends up spawning here in the next couple of minutes. But overall, up top, Goon Squad takes both temples in this first phase and has wreaked a lot of damage to the opposing team. So, where do they go from here, Gillyweed? What do they do now that the temples have stopped?
Well, of course, you want to try to catch up and make sure you're on the same talent tier, which is what they're doing right now. They've just picked up their level 7 talents. They definitely don't want to get picked out here, and Tychus is getting away, and so is Zagara. Took a lot of damage, though, and they're right up next to her. She will just stay safe, though, and Lucid and Undead Orc have to be careful here because they don't have too much follow-up here, as Zagara is pretty low. Soak here. Try to keep up in talents with your opponents. You're doing a great job here with Get Up, but unfortunately engaging into this bottom temple is scary enough when the temples are going, let alone just choosing to do so when you're fighting. They would really like to get a push here as well. I wanted to ask you, what do you think of the ETC taking Scouting Drone?
Scouting Drone is one of those abilities that you're seeing more and more in competitive play with the recent changes to it that actually made it pretty decent. Just to go up top here, Dam actually out of position and taking quite some damage, but gets in there and goes back on the well as the side of Blaze is going to retreat. Back to Scouting Drone, it's so useful for knowing when ganks are going to be coming, when you need to know what your enemy's doing at all times, and having two charges of it that, you know, are pretty much up most of the game is very, very crucial. So that's why it ended up being one of those abilities that is now commonly picked.
Right. But even so, it's on the tank, which is kind of crazy. You won't be able to pick up the block or anything like that, but we'll have to see if that will hurt them in the long game. The creep spread from Zagara, because she picked up that endless creep, is so amazing, and I really like that talent because it makes it difficult to know where the creep tumors really are. So it's really like keeping the opposing team from being able to take them out as easily. And so they really know, they're going to know exactly where the enemy team is, where Goon Squad is when trying to engage into this bottom temple. That's definitely going to play into their favor for sure.
We see the side of Blaze just setting up, waiting to kind of see when the best opportunity to go in here is. And before, actually, Day almost got caught out by Diablo and almost got, looked like he was trying to go for an overpower, which you see Teebs going in here, taking a lot of damage from that Blizzard, but Lucid is very, very low as he's just in the wrong spot at the moment. And right now, Goon Squad is going to be pushing back and taking this first couple of shots from the temple. But Blaze is saying, no, we're going to go in there, we're going to fight this, we can't let you have it. D-Noob taking a lot of damage, but as you can see, overall, a lot of damage being torn out from Blaze. But Goon Squad's going to have the upper hand as they have that double support going on. Teebs doing a lot of damage, goes in with that stage dive because they are level 10. Claudius taking so much damage, and as you see, hero does healing does go out from Get Up for that Ancestral, and it's not going to be enough. So Goon Squad ends up hitting that level 10 first and comes out ahead, and that's something you really have to watch when you're getting into these temples at the bottom.
Man, the double healing enables Teebs to just get right up in the face, even if he gets thrown or overpowered by Diablo and takes all of the damage that Blaze can possibly throw out. They're able to just keep him completely healed back up, whereas Lucid just can't quite stay healed up because they've just got the Brightwing and then the shield from Tassadar in the healing ward. So they have now picked up their level 10 talents. For talents on the side of Goon Squad, we've got Water Elemental, Stage Dive, Divine Shield, Rain of Vengeance, and Ancestral. Oh, Get Up getting thrown over. Undead Orc and Lucid both trying to keep him killed and body blocked, but Ancestral heals himself for safety. Once again, overpowered though. They're really trying. They would really like to catch this Rhaegar. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, they really wanted to get that kill, but Rhaegar in that wolf form actually ends up slipping away and getting out of it. I'm not sure if we caught the rest of the towns from Blaze, but I'll just go over them really quick.
Yeah.
We have on Diablo Apocalypse, we have Tychus with the Odin, we have Brightwing, Emerald Wind, Tassadar with that Archon form as usual, as you see quite often, and on Zagara you have that Devouring Maw, which is going to be crucial, but you need to hit them, and you need to maw them right, or it's just going to be a waste of a talent.
So yeah, they'll definitely be looking to try out for that Devouring Maw with Apocalypse combo, but I'm really interested that Brightwing has picked the Emerald Wind, considering the fact that she's really the only healer. I mean, they've got Healing Ward from Tassadar and Shields, but that's basically it.
Yeah, and I've seen some from previous games, different matches, from different casting and everything like that, that you want to have that full-on support at this part in the game, because it's just going to get worse, and if Brightwing can't keep the heals up, it's just going to hurt you overall. Lucid coming in here and finding Goat, going to overpower him from behind, and under Undead Orc coming through and just securing that kill. Vala is not going to be in this next temple phase, and she is out for 20 seconds.
That is definitely favorable for Blaze. They picked up their level 13 talents with that pick. They were able to stay in the experience game. For now, they're up in this mid-temple. There's also one on bot that Zagara might be able to just go and take over, and then Blaze could just exit out right here if they don't see the engagement going favorably for them, and they will do so. Teebs is going to push in, and now it looks like maybe they will head to bot. No, they're just going to force Blaze to all go bot from here on out. And so that was really good on Blaze's part, knowing that, okay, if we don't see this engagement going well, we can get right out. We know Vala's not here, it's 4v4, but this way we still have Zagara picking up that other temple as well.
Yeah, so just from how the map looks at this moment, that it's definitely kind of still even. Actually, no. Blaze at the moment has more forts down than the side of Goon Squad, so it's in their favor, and we do see that Blaze is starting to do some bush where they're going to try and get in there and do an attack.
Yeah, Oracle from Tassadar showing where they're at here. Oh, maybe they're going to come in here. They know something's up. They're too smart for that. They're still trying to make something work here. Both teams would like to set something up here, because a win here, a team wipe even, would ensure that you could get the boss. But meanwhile, minions were pushing up top, so Blaze is going to lose a fort there. Here goes the engagement. Lucid is in, as is Teebs. Both tanks are taking damage, but Teebs is the one that gets Ancestral healed. There goes Ama and Rain of Vengeance, stunning people and pulling them out of the fight. Diablo will go down. He's the first one to drop. ETC getting very low thanks to that Archon, but is going to be Divine Shielded to safety. And actually, although they lost Diablo, Blaze is pushing away the Goon Squad.
Yeah, all the ultimates were used on that engage besides the stage dive on ATC on Teebs that was not available. I could see maybe Teebs going in here and going in for that extra kill and knocking back. Undead Orc, though, wrong time to be standing around that bush as he ends up getting taken out. And it looks like Goon Squad is going to turn this into their favor and try and capitalize on those two deaths as they try and take this bottom boss.
Yeah, really smart play from them. They left making the Blaze think that, oh, they're safe, we're safe. And then they started that boss, they pushed in just a little bit too far, they picked up that Tychus kill, and with that, and a quick zone from ETC from that stage dive, they are going to pick up the boss here.
I think Teebs was trying to do a plan where he'd stage dive right on Zagara and rock out in front of her and knock her back, but it didn't end up working. So unfortunately, Teebs did not get that Zagara kill, but that boss is definitely going to be doing work bottom along with the Giants that are taking that bottom tower there and knocking it down. So looking in the favor of Goon Squad at the moment as they are up another talent tier. And as we can see, what are those swords, Gillyweed? What are they?
We got 2 Blood for Bloods. They're going to be looking to burn down heroes quickly, of course, and then a Northern Exposure on top of that is going to throw even more damage into the fray than they're already doing. So they've definitely picking up a lot of damage there. Our Blaze is going to have to be careful. They would like to get level 16 before they get into any sort of engagement. That fort kill is going to help them. They're almost there. Just a little bit more and they will pick that up.
Yep, you see the members of Goon Squad, they're going to start heading up and take down some walls. I don't know if they're going to be able to get anything too far on this bottom lane, as we do see ETC still shooting off from the temple, while up top Brightwing has decided to knock back because she's taking a lot of damage up top, and D-Noob needs to be careful because D-Noob's about to... so close to dying up there. Ooh.
Yeah, once you get the last shot, whoever had the last shot gets the final 5 shots, which are really 5 quick succession shots. And so Brightwing was able to just secure that last shot enough that they got the rest of that temple. And now we've got an exposed keep on both sides, but Blazes is definitely lower in terms of health.
Yeah, Blaze needs to be careful. They have to watch out. Around this mark, Teebs going in there with that stage dive a little bit too far back. Divine Shield comes out. APOC goes down from the side of Blaze, but that's not going to be enough as the members of Goon Squad starts getting off that death bridge. And we almost saw a dead ETC, and it turned out where Divine Shield really, really helped their cause.
You know, we saw them try to do the Maw into the APOC, but it was just the timing was just a little bit off. APOC hit, I think, either before the Maw or too far after, but either way, they didn't grab people. It would have been a great place to, since they had everybody on the death bridge, but not quite grabbing them. But they did save their fort, and nobody on either side died, so not, I guess, too much of an ill engagement there.
No, they're still in this game. Both teams are still available to win it. I mean, there's no clear-sided winner at the moment. Both teams are just going to go and do their mercenary camps as they're going for the bruisers on the top. Down below, there's no mercenary camps available to be taken. So after, well, never mind after, they're actually the giant camp down bottom, but I don't think anyone's actually going to go for it at this point, since the middle temple has spawned and it'll be available in about 20 seconds.
Alright, well this will be the only temple, so we will surely see some fights here. Boss will not be up for another 1 minute and 30 seconds, so definitely this will be it. Hosty, already taking a bunch of damage, is a pig, but will get away thanks to the sprint. But I wasn't actually saying Hosty was a pig, just FYI. I was an actual pig thanks to Brightwing's polymorph. You know, just guarding when I am my insults here.
No, it's okay. Teebs ends up going in with that stage dive, taking a little bit of damage. APOC going down and just melting Zagara as she was kind of out of place in that D-Noob. Half health while Teebs is trying to evacuate here, but he's gonna have that Divine Shield. Heal does go off on Teebs, Ancestral Healing fully healed up. Can't do anything about that. Diablo gets knocked back and taken out of the fight, and the overall clear-cut victory for the side of Goon Squad, as they are going to end up pushing here and going for that extra kill on DXN. And they get it. Holy Jesus.
Yeah, they even landed the Maw into APOC, but the Maw put Zagara so far up that with her getting taken out, that was so much of their damage gone right away, even at the start of that fight.
And Goon Squad going to end up taking this middle keep here. at the 17.5-minute mark. Now they're going to go back and secure this temple because, I mean, look down below. That inner keep is almost pretty much taken care of. And then the top is going to start working on. So it's looking very rough for Blaze at the moment. Another thing is, Goon Squad just got their Storm tier talents, so it's going to be rough.
They did. And we've got 3 people choosing extra mobility with that Bolt of the Storm, Jaina, ETC, and Vala. Of course, Jaina and Vala probably looking at it as most of the time being defensive, but an ETC can definitely use it to be super defensive or offensive too. And then a Storm Shield for Rhaegar and Redemption for the Uther, so really upping their sustainability as well. And Blaze is really gonna want to get 20, but ETC is stage diving in just a bit. They've caught this Tychus way out of position. He's gonna go down, and with that, Blaze is gonna get out of here really fast.
And that's all they needed. That's all they actually need to get was that kill, so it turns it to a 5v4. And as you can see, the pursuit is strong. Lucid taking some damage, but that Maw clutch protected them from taking additional damage. And that's going to stall the fight. That's going to end it right there. Awesome Maul coming from the side of Claudius on that Zagara.
Yeah, that was a perfect positioning through a Maul where they really had to like walk in through it to get it. And the APOC caught them after that too. I saw them trying to move in. They really wanted to capitalize it, but they knew they were down a Tychus for several more seconds. And they're down those Storm tier talents. So that means the Goon Squad's going to pick up the boss here. And that will definitely be a dead keep.
That's going to work on the keep, and then it's going to go to the actual core, giving this time where Goon Squad can either push with it, or they can go up top and secure that extra inner keep up top and spawn additional minions. So it all depends what they do, but I think they're going to go with the course of action where they're just going to push up this bottom and see what they can do damage-wise. But both temples just spawned. Do you think they're going to go for it or just keep pushing?
You know, I think they're just going to keep pushing, and there goes Claudius very quickly, as does Lucid as well, and they're definitely going to keep pushing now. They knew that if they could just get a pick or two, that it would be over with those long respawn timers. They'd be able to go straight for core with the boss, and they're doing so now. They've got the shields down, they're pushing in. We've got GG from Diablo, ETC's jumping in. They're just trying to keep people off of their damage dealers, and that's going to be it. First game goes to the Goon Squad.
Very good job. Very, very good job.
Yeah. I
Oh.
really liked that play where instead of just immediately going to Temple, they went ahead and pushed their advantage by picking up that mid keep. I think a lot of times we talk about newbie stuff here, guys, a lot because this is an amateur series, but a lot of times we see people, okay, we got to kill now, we've got to go for this map mechanic right away. And of course, map mechanics are important, but so is pushing, so is pressing your advantage as much as possible and really showing that you've got the advantage. If you make a push, then you're going to have your opponent respond. And during that response time is when you can go and secure those map mechanics like that.
And it's just not from, you can take it from tournament play, you can take it to quick match. And I've seen it plenty of times where in quick match games, the team I was on, just solo queue, we were actually losing very, very bad. And we just knew at that certain point when we got 4 members of the opposing team down, hey, why don't we take something massive from them while we have this time? So it's definitely what Goon Squad had in their shot calling in this game. They knew what to go for. And overall, again, I'm going to give the MVP to Blood for Blood because it's and I even looked during that last fight. They both popped it at the same time. That's an instant just zap with damage. So MVP, Blood for Blood, I'm rooting for you.
Not even a player. No player gets it. It goes straight to the talent. That's
straight
fine.
to the talent. Straight to Blizzard for making Blood for Blood. Awesome job.
Awesome. Well, with that, we'll have to see if we get to see Masai's MVP in the next game. We're going to take a quick break, guys, while we set up this game number 2 between Blaze and Goon Squad, and we will see you soon.